I started off by talking about what are we doing here? Why are we here? And we're here because we can't seem to get united. We've seen that just from this demonstration, it's really hard to even get people to come out and commit. The reasons, the motivations, we don't know. The thing that we have to do, though, is we got to get over it. We really have got to be united and quit worrying about ourselves and worry about the cause of freedom. And what do I mean when I say freedom? I'm talking about just basic human decencies, the freedoms that you are born into and that everybody just seems so happy to give away. But we want to keep our basic freedom. I want to give you guys just a little bit of a background. The reason that one of the reasons we're here is because there is this huge divide between the left and the right, correct? Well, the fact of the matter is, if you look at my candidacy, people look at me and go, you're like a Democrat. You know, you're trying to help poor people? What is up with that? You're trying to help Hispanics? You're trying to get labor cards for these workers? That's Democrat. You know, you can't give people more wages or whatever. You can't talk about giving people a decent life and a decent living. You can't talk about upholding the law because you know why? It offends people. It offends the Republican fundraisers. It offends the Democrat fundraisers. This is all about keeping the rich in power and keeping us all in the level of servitude, of peasanthood. Now, I don't know if you guys know this, but Seattle media is owned by how many companies? One. What's the company? Sinclair Media owns ABC, Como. They own King 5. They don't own Cairo, but they also own Fox. So think about it. And also think about Murdoch and all these people. A handful of people have got, like Zuckerberg, I'm not going to talk about that January 6th thing in a second, but they've got information going out to the left, but the information going out to the conservative people is completely different. So when you talk to them, it's like talking to a person from a different country. Now, one of my great friends is Nick Licata. I don't know if you know Nick. He's one of the most liberal city council members Seattle has ever had. And I did an interview with him a little while ago, and I said, Nick, we're both on the same side. How did I get to be on the right, but we're actually both on the left? We're both very liberal in our policies and whatever, but I'm a conservative. So how did that happen? Well, he says, because, you know, we're liberals and this is what we do. But the liberals have gone from being the free party, the free people, they've gone so far liberal, they've come back up on the right. So now they're the right-wingers. And what is going on here? These guys, you know, remember you guys probably don't remember, the peace of the 60s, the freedom, the love, and all that. Where'd that go? Where'd the environmentalism go? It's all gone now. It's all about you wear a mask or you're going to go to a prison, a Nazi concentration camp. Is that the liberalism? Well, that's how it is. And I don't like people that come to these things and give history lessons, whatever, but that's what we're facing right now. We have one media company that is playing everybody against each other and profiting and profiting and profiting. When you guys heard this public health meeting, these guys are getting millions and billions of dollars. They have all kinds of power. And these people can come to your house now and just throw you in jail. And do you think these are not the kind of people that love that kind of thing? That they like to destroy people's lives? What kind of people? And I mean, you heard them talking. You listened to their attitude. Oh, we don't want to listen to these peasants. And I was joking about throwing boiling oil on us and burning down the village because that's the attitude they have. Well, we're going to get these people. So the last thing I want to tell you is my name is Matt Heines, and I'm running for Congress. I grew up in Sequim, grew up dirt poor. In fact, bless you, Jennifer. In fact, my family was so poor. How poor were they? We were so poor we couldn't even pay attention. We were really poor. In fact, our house was so run down, the city dump sued us for copyright infringement. Yeah, and we lost. So I grew up poor in Sequim. And when I turned 18, I joined the Special Forces. I said, we were having trouble. Reagan was the president, and we're having trouble in Nicaragua. Well, I'm going to go down there, and I'm going to serve my country, and we're going to root out those communists, right? So I spent 4 years in the Army training to go fight communists, and I was in all Panama and Egypt and all these different great places. Never fought any communists, but I guess we don't have to go very far to fight them now. And I saw there's a funny movie one time where the guy says, well, why don't we just bring our enemies over here? And then we don't have to travel so far to get them. Well, guess what? That's the world I came back to in 2014 when I came back from Saudi Arabia. It's like, what happened to this place? So before we leave here, guys, I don't want to leave here empty-handed. I really wanted to have a large crowd that we could leave resolved to action. But with this many people, what kind of action can we be resolved to, right? But I think that there are some things that we need to think about. And before you go, I would just like to, maybe for the next one, and the next one I'm going to do, I'm on George Washington's birthday, I'm going down to Puget Sound. I'm going to throw a bunch of Chinese crap into the water. Not into the water, of course, but we're going to have our own China tea party kind of deal on George Washington's birthday. So, the last thing I want to say is this. As a candidate, I could be wrong, but I can tell you right now, the state of Washington, I came down here in 2019 because they had a Second Amendment rally. 3 weeks later, I got a summons in the mail. I was being charged with 4th-degree assault, and they were going to put me in jail, right? Because I was attacked in a swimming pool by a Chinese guy. And they sent all these cops down. All these cops reviewed the video and said, it's the white guy. And I had to go to court and defend myself in front of a jury, which I did, who decided in 15 minutes that this is a joke. I terrify the political establishment of Washington State. They are terrified of me because I'm an author. I'm a teacher. I've been overseas. I've been in Saudi Arabia. I've been in Oman. Most of the people I know speak Arabic. So if I get elected to Congress, who do you think's going to be real happy? The Arabs will be really happy. You know who else is going to be real happy? The Israelis, because I've spent a lot of time in Israel. So you'll have somebody who not only understands what's going on in the world, but you've got somebody who understands history, who teaches history, who has a master's degree, who has spent his life trying to bring poor people out of their condition. And they don't want somebody like that. They want somebody who's going to say, okay, let's bring on the money. Get me some money. Let's make some backroom deals. And we're going to say what the peasants want to hear. And then we're going to get our money and do our thing. Well, and not for me. So that's my deal. That's why I'm running for Congress. Before we close this, would anybody, you young guys, do you want to say anything about your schooling, or what do you think about the future? Is the future this, or is the future that? That is a wise man. If you didn't hear that, Owen said it depends on how we play it. Owen, I love that. And I'm going to remember that, and I'm going to quote you. But that's exactly right. That's it. So from here on out, I'd just like to ask you guys, as Owen said, let's play this to win. Let's play it right. And there might be a few people, but at least you can go home. There's going to be video posted, and at least you can go home and say, no, we're starting to do stuff. There's just a few of us now, but I'm going to get some people, and they're going to get some people, and we're going to make this go. And everybody's going to be watching to see what happened here, because a lot of people said, oh, I bet there's nothing going on. I bet it's a big joke. Well, as we can see, it wasn't. And all those people are going to see this was no joke. This was number one. Okay, and between Victoria's activism and my blatant plugging for my campaign and Paul's, We are going to be doing this.
Speaking of blatant plugs, you are not going to see a sweater like Matthew Heines is wearing in this video anywhere at voteforheines.com. That's right, at voteforheines.com, you are just going to see the latest and greatest in original designs by me, Matthew Heines. And we have all of the best hoodies, t-shirts, tank tops, and much, much more in J for Jail, Vote for Heines, Stop Their Crimes, and Stop the War on Us. All classic designs. So don't forget to check out voteforheines.com. Links in the description.
We're going to be doing this again and again. So you're going to be hearing our names for a long time, and we're going to keep having these rallies. Anybody else want to say anything before we go? Nothing? All right, you guys. Well, okay.
Right there.
Yes, please. Before he gets up here, somebody said Antifa was going to be here. My thing is, Antifa, what happened to Uncle Tifa? So,
Can you say your name?
Hey, my name's Nathan. Just want to say Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. Happy 2022.
Thank you, Nathan. Thank you, Nathan. Yeah, I guess I'd like to repeat that. I forgot to say it. So, anybody else want to say anything? All right. Yes, please. February 22nd, I'm not sure what the date is, but I'll post it on Facebook. We're going to go down and throw a bunch of Chinese stuff in Puget Sound. So, yep. All right. So, I guess that is going to wrap this up, you guys. I cannot thank you enough for showing up. You know, I go without with Victoria sometimes in the rain and the wind, and it's horrible and miserable, and there's all these people out there freezing, but they're all there because of one reason. They love American freedom. So let's leave here resolved to protect that freedom. And thank you guys, and God bless you. We'll see you next time.
My name is Matthew Heines. I'm a veteran. I'm a veteran of the 82nd Airborne. I took the oath, and I'm here to defend my state from the communist Jay Inslee. Now I say communist.